Have you ever questioned what everyone believes? In Korean folklore, swallows are said to fly to a warm southern land, but nobody actually knew where that land was. In 2019, Korean researchers strapped 455-gram tracking device onto a swallow's back, 1/10 the weight of a coin. When the bird returned the following year and they opened the data, the map looked nothing like what they expected. The swallow from Miryang flew through Jeju Island, then Okinawa, Japan, all the way down to Luzon Island in the Philippines. A round trip of over 14,000 kilometers. They can fly 600 kilometers in a single day, but that's only if they never stop. In reality, one bad storm over the ocean means they drop. First-year mortality rate, 70 to 80%. Out of every 10 that leave, only 2 or 3 make it back to the same rooftop the next year. But in 2024, a large-scale tracking study in Zhanjiang, southern China, revealed something far more surprising. Researchers attached geolocators to 92 swallows and recovered 23 of them. The data showed that the same birds completely different routes depending on the season. In autumn, they avoid the South China Sea entirely, detouring through Vietnam. Average, 30 days, but in spring, they cross that same sea head-on. Average, 14 days, less than half the time. The reason is wind. In autumn, the South China Sea has southeasterly winds. For a swallow heading south, that's a direct headwind. Imagine a small plane with low fuel trying to fly through a storm over open ocean with no place to land. So they detour. But in spring, the same southeasterly wind becomes a tailwind, because now they're heading north. Same wind, opposite direction, completely different strategy. The swallow's navigation isn't just instinct, it's a system that processes weather data in real time. What's even stranger is the gender split. In the same study, every single male, 100%, wintered in Borneo. No exceptions. But females were different. Some chose Borneo, while others scattered to Philippines, Vietnam, even small islands in the South China Sea. A mating pair that raised chicks together in the same nest would spend winter on completely different islands, thousands of kilometers apart. This had never been properly documented in the literature before. The story gets even bigger. A 2024 study published in Science sequenced the genomes of 336 barn swallows from around the world. The results showed that swallow emerged from a single population near the Nile River about 11,000 years ago, splitting into 8 subspecies. Then, 800 to 2,000 years ago, their territories started overlapping again. Normally that would mean their genes would mix. But the genes controlling chest color and tail length refused to cross over, because when choosing a mate, swallows use exactly those 2 traits to pick their own kind. Professor Rebecca Safran puts it this way: swallows are the front row seat to how new species form in real time. Evolution isn't something that happened in the distant past, it's happening right now, under the eaves of your house. But there's a problem, those eaves are disappearing. In South Korea, urbanization has shrunk both the size and number of swallow nests. Some areas' populations have dropped by over 99% compared to 30 years ago. 14,000 kilometers of flying, calculating wind direction over the South China Sea, and when they finally make it back, there's no eave left to build a nest on. For swallows, the deadliest threat isn't typhoons, it's concrete. By the way, swallow nests are made of mud and saliva, and they can support over 100 times the bird's own weight. A Seoul National University team figured that out. A 20-gram bird builds structures that outperform human engineering, and that builder is running out of walls.